Alright, boys and girls, welcome back to LiveStream on the Moonshine number 302. This is my continued playthrough of the horror visual novel called The Letter. So, the writing continues to be great, continues to, not be very predictable, I think, and the art is phenomenal, I think, for a visual novel. The music is really, really well done. Yeah, I'm really enjoying The Letter so far, guys. If I wasn't enjoying The Letter, I definitely wouldn't have read 10 parts, every part at least an hour long at this point. So, the funny thing is Addie and I were playing Dead by Daylight earlier this morning, and we had a viewer come into the stream, and they said they saw my previous video, The Letter, and he was like, oh, The Letter, and I was like, yeah, have you played it or whatever? Because I didn't think this was that popular visual novel. And it was somebody that came in and followed me from Serbia. It was a guy. And he was telling me that him and his girlfriend have played through The Letter 9 times. And said he absolutely loves it. So, yeah, he said it just continues to get better until the very end. And looking forward to it, guys. So, in the last episode, guys, at number 9, we saw a horrifying dream by Zach, a nightmare that woke him up to the point where I actually thought he died of a heart attack. I mentioned it beforehand. I hope he doesn't die. And then it said his heart stopped at one point because this dream was that horrifying, of the zombie, the thing that we're seeing in this from the Haunted Mansion, strangling the gal that's been hitting on him, the married woman who just bought the mansion, Hannah. And it showed like the zombies, like grotesque, fingernails clinging to her neck and stuff like that, and the hissing sound is god awful. And then Zach kind of composed himself by taking a walk in the park and sitting there trying to relax and chill out and forget about the dream. And some little like 6 or 7-year-old strange girl with blue hair walks up to him and says, "What's wrong?" basically. And she doesn't know anything about what he's been through, but he was just kind of talking to this little girl and giving her basic things that have been going on and answering her questions as vaguely as he can. And this little girl kind of, as kids are so well known to do, they're just blunt and, they don't think anything about just saying their thoughts to a stranger. And she kind of told him that, maybe he needs to investigate more and give Hannah a chance, and, which is the owner of the new mansion and who's having marital problems with her husband. And, it's just been really good, guys. So, Zach, at the end of it, was going back to sleep, but not before he was visited by his best friend, Ash, and his other really good friend, Isabella. Now, Isabella is who we started the visual novel off, seeing her point of view, and she's a real estate agent who sold this haunted mansion to Hannah and her husband, Luke. And Luke's an asshole. Hannah's husband, Luke, is a big-time jerk. He's racist, he's arrogant, he gets angry all the time about everything. And I think that's kind of why Hannah's been kind of clinging and flirting with Zach. Anyway, Isabella, at the very start of the movie, she sold this haunted mansion to Hannah and her husband, and she was trying to get the mansion ready at the very start and saw this zombie thing who scared her so much she lost control of her body movements, fell down some stairs, knocked herself out, and then thought, maybe it was just she went unconscious and hallucinated this old zombie. But I guess I would describe her as a zombie. I don't know. She's horrifying, whatever she is. And I have a feeling we might see more of her because Zach is drifting back off to sleep. And that's where we kind of left off. So we're going to go ahead and continue right now with part 10 of The Letter, guys. I want to go thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this on YouTube. If you are, make sure you like this video if you enjoy it. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know what you think of The Letter. And if my videos have inspired you to go out and buy The Letter and play it yourself, because there are choices that do change the outcome of your playthrough. So let's go ahead and continue where we left off, guys, without further ado. Night falls, and despite my best attempts, sleep continues to elude me. Alright, and this is Zach again. And with her image still stuck in my head, flashing every few moments, it catches me off guard, with Ma's lullaby still echoing in my ears, no longer the soft tune that it once was. And a terrible gnawing at the pit of my stomach. It's no wonder I can't bring myself to drift off, even for a little while. It's not as if there's a complex or complete lack of things to do while waiting for sleep to come, if it ever will. And at 2:45 in the morning, I find myself cleaning my photography equipment for no other reason than just to pass some time. Though I am going to be honest, it is not the night terrors that are keeping me wide awake tonight, but it's the anxiety and the hope that I'll hear from Ash and Isabella soon. And for what's perhaps the 42nd time, my eyes shift over to the end of the table where my phone lies still. I've not heard from them since they left. They haven't promised a call, of course, but a small part of me wishes they would just have common sense. You know, at the very least. Waiting is a tough game, and with a concern stretching out the minutes far longer than usual, it's impossible for more unpleasant thoughts not to enter my mind. Moreover, it does not help that when the clock finally strikes 3, oh no, my hand steals. And this is the zombie thing we're talking about. The thing that Isabella, his good friend, first saw in the mansion when, before she sold it to Hannah and her husband Luke. That sound is just horrifying. It'll be a complete and utter lie to say my heart didn't leap straight to my throat in that brief second. Yeah, and so look at the expression right there. Look at the expression on his face. That looks fearful. It looks really, concerned? Scared? Scared, that's a good word. My whole body has gone motionless, ears straining for any further sounds. A couple of tense seconds pass. Nothing. Of course, with how old the building is, I'm staying in. Hour fluctuations ain't anything new. Every now and then this would happen, leaving a few tenants in a rather bad mood. Nothing unusual anymore after a few years of living here. But this time, the sudden hush brings with it a stillness that raised the hair on the back of my neck and set my heart beating hard against my chest. Something reeks in the air, and in an instant, this place is no longer my home. It's a prison. Every rational fiber in my being screams for me to just leave. I force myself to swallow and keep a clear head as I lay down all my cleaning tools and begin gathering together the rest of my things scattered about the table. The camera's body, lenses, filters, diffuser, phone, anything my hand can reach. But in the resulting panic, like in the nightmares, it is the scent that reaches me first. A foul, putrid smell filling my lungs with a heavy stink of death. My fingers clamp tightly to the camera, holding it closer to my body as if the tiny thing would provide enough protection to whatever it is within me or with me in the room. But it won't leave. But it's the only comfort that I have. And knowing that whoever she is, she had once been human. Perhaps not all of it is gone. Perhaps some of it is still there.
Hello?
Wow, that's freaky, guys. Hang on just a second. Okay. Zachary's like, hello? Yeah, it's definitely a look up here. Just saying.
I know you're in here. What do you want?
Something moves behind me, a soft scuttling over the walls, followed by the squelch and the painful creaking of what can only be rotten flesh and broken bones. and without hesitation, I whirl around my fingers, camera ready, patiently waiting for another movement.
I can help you. Whatever it is that keeps you here, I can help. That's what the letter's for, ain't it? You don't have to keep taking people's lives.
Yeah, we found out somebody else died because of this thing too. And there's a brief moment of silence, and after, for a short while, I think my pleas actually worked. And then, with no warning, the shuffling resumes, and along with it are the sobs of a woman. Now remember, Hannah heard the same sobs below her floor in the kitchen in the mansion. She heard the same woman like sobbing, and it's what made her open up the hatch and peer down. And then I think she heard the zombie moaning kind of stuff. Use the mouse to look around. Press spacebar to take a picture. Oh wow. Okay. Use the mouse to look around. I can't move the mouse. Hang on. Oh, I am looking around. The smoke's moving. Okay. Oh god. This is the first time we've had an event like this. Oh god, what do we got? We're looking in the dark. Oh, wait a minute. Is that... That's a clock. That's a door. I think. A lot of fog. Oh god. What is that? Oh, we can see something by taking a picture. Okay. We get a glimpse. This is actually terrifying. Oh, we're almost out of battery. Oh god. This is nerve-wracking. Thought I saw hair. Oh wow. We got a good picture though. The light flashes fleetingly one last time, allowing me to get a glimpse of her grotesque, misshapen features before it's once again lost in the darkness. All of a sudden, her tune changes. No longer a soft cry, but a high-pitched shriek brimming with pain, grief, and anger. Every ounce of courage I've mustered flees from my body at that sound, and the next thing I know, my hand is gripping the knob and I'm wrenching the door open. Her wails follow me as I flee into the night air. He's back in the park, the Luxport in Central Park. Pacing has always been more of Ashton's thing than mine. When I want to think, I sit and let the minutes tick by until an idea comes to my mind or my pulse settles down. He's calling his friend Ash. The phone is ringing, and his best friend Ash is not answering. And yet, dried leaves and twigs crack under my shoes as I make another pass at them. Terror is too mild to describe what this is. There's no way in hell I'm going back. Whatever she is, pleading will not work. The moment we saw that letter, she's been after us.
But I can't run. Not this time.
Nearly 2 hours have gone since I left the comfort of my room for the solitude of the park. 2 excruciating hours since I've started making calls. Nobody is answering. Not even Rebecca, who's always kept her phone line open in case other people need her. Or Isabella, who frequently checks hers for any messages and readily responds as soon as she can afford to. It does not help that Ash hasn't said a word to where he went off to as well. Yeah, I remember his friend Ash and Isabella had a plan that they were going to do to try to, sort things out with everything that's been going on. But they didn't really give any details of where they were going or what they were doing.
Damn it! I knew I should have asked him before I let him leave.
Knowing him, he can be anywhere. But there's really only one place he'll likely be at this time. Okay, so now we're at Sunday morning. The sun has already peeked over the horizon when I make it to the mansion. I have no idea what I'm expecting to see when I got here. There's Ashton first and foremost. A part of me wishes my assumptions are correct and he's really somewhere close by on a stakeout. So this is a mansion that Hannah and Luke bought, and it makes sense that Ash and his, his good friend Isabella would have went here to try to, get to the bottom of things. So that's what Zach obviously had an idea. Hey, maybe they went to the mansion. But I've never been the lucky sort when it comes to that kind of guessing. And even after I've made a round of the immediate vicinity, I could find neither of them hide nor hair of him. Calling him does no good either, considering how awful the signal here is. He can't be too far if he's really here, but if he is, he would have already noticed me by now. Instead, there is only silence. The kind of quiet to find any sort of comfort in. Even the trees seem to have fallen asleep with the rest of the mansion, oblivious to what's happening around it. A small island of stillness in the otherwise fast-paced world. No wonder the whole of the Anselm feels at odds with the rest of Luxport. While the city is alive, growing every minute, breathing every second, and pulsating with life, the village remains unmoving, unchanged. It's not surprising the legend still lives up to this day, and why she's still here, walking its hallowed halls. And beyond me, the mansion looms ominously. But now ain't the time for fear. Even if Ash is not here, I've still gotta let the Wrights know for what I've seen and what's in their home. And whatever grievance Ash has with him, it really doesn't matter. There might be grounds for imprisonment, but they don't deserve a brutal death at the hands of one malicious spirit. I'm sure Isabella would want the same thing. I head straight for their door without a second thought. It takes a few rings, the sound loud above the foreboding stillness, before I hear footsteps on the other side of the door.
God and Bennett, only a Nancy would knock at such an ungodly hour.
Oh boy. So this is Luke, her terribly angry and asshole of a husband.
Where's that damn butler when I need him?
Now this guy doesn't like. This guy kind of saw his wife talking to Zach, and he called him racist names and racist slurs. So we definitely don't want Luke opening the door and seeing Zach, because it ain't gonna be pretty. So he's like, where's that damn butler when I need him? Uh-oh. Before long, the door swings widely open with Mr. Luke Wright standing behind it. Oh boy. Seething would be a complete understatement to describe him. Like this, I've got no doubt why Ash would find him as a suspect.
You? How the hell did you get in here? What in seven hells do you want? It's bloody 6 in the morning!
It's 6 in the morning and Zach went knocking on their door? Yeah, I don't think that's smart, Zach. Why the hell would you be knocking on this mansion at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning? That's insanity. I mean, I know you want to find your friends, you want to try to figure out what's going on, but this just ain't smart. Zach is smarter than this. These dreams must really be affecting him.
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time! Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't! Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep. Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
Before I can even get a word in, he slams the door to my face and bolts it shut with much finality.
Wait, sir, you gotta hear me out. You're both in danger if you stay in there. Have you seen the news lately? Everything's not a coincidence.
Only silence answers me. Maybe if it was Miss Wright. Or, hell, who am I kidding? There are limits to how far a person will believe in you. Then again, I didn't believe Isabella when she warned us of this thing. And now I'm right here, desperately trying to save people, even though I'm aware it's completely out of my own capacity to do such things. Is this what they call karma? If so, this is one horrible way of turning things around. Taking people's lives, playing with people's fears, making them feel useless.
You're around, ain't you? You here? Inside this house? Listening, watching, or whatever it is that you spirits do? What did they do to you? I can help you, you know? If it'll let you move on, I'll gladly do so.
Oh, wow, now he's talking to the spirit saying he'll help him. That's crazy, Zach.
You don't have to kill anyone.
Nothing. I don't even know who I'm talking to or if a sane person is supposed to be doing that. The only thing I got after is a feeling of foolishness washing over me. Yeah, I can see why. Or perhaps this is just me completely losing my mind. Out of other options and any other ideas, I let my hand slide off the door's surface and fall listlessly to my sides. I can go back to Luxborn, try to find the others, try to get out of this mess with them, or let them know how much deep shit we all are. Both sound good. Now, we're gonna have a choice here? Either way, my loitering here ain't helping matters at all. I let the quietness calm me for a few more minutes before standing up and heading out to fetch my bike. It's quite a distance to Luxborn, but if I hurry, I'll reach it in maybe... Uh-oh. The rustling stops as soon as I turn around and strain my ears for any other movement around me.
Yo, Ash, you there?
No answer. If he is here, and I've just missed him earlier, already my feet are moving in search for him for the second time. It won't hurt to double check now. Triple check even. And with how big the property is, he could be anywhere. If things ain't so urgent, if they ain't so dire that lives are at stake, I'd probably just have waited for him to show up again.
But damn it! He needs to realize what exactly it is he's dealing with.
And that is not just a pretty criminal he can simply throw in jail. That is something beyond the authority his police badge could ever give to him. The guy needs to stop playing the big damn hero. Sit down and chill out. Well, I think the same could be said for you right now, Zach. I'm just saying. My breathing comes in short, shallow rasps by the time I make it back to where I started. Still, no sign of him, and I'm beginning to think I'm just wasting my damn time here. But that is when I hear it. I'd recognize the melody in a heartbeat. Ma's favorite song. Oh no, so now he's hearing his, I believe, dead mother humming that he remembers from his childhood, but I think he remembers the humming more from his recent nightmares than anything else. I listen for a while, trying to gauge where exactly in the house it's coming from. My feet starts moving before I can stop them. And there, as I circle a corner, from a room in the first floor, a single window is open, but I can't make out whoever's inside. However, I'm sure the singing comes from there. Still, why I'll hear an old tune here of all places, I'll never know. It's not an obscure song by all means, but it is pretty rare to find someone who knows this. And for some reason, death seems to follow this song around. Oh, well, there we go. We hear somebody crying a death cry. Panic lodges itself at the base of my throat at once. Whoever's humming might be, I don't want to be the pessimist now, But in the off chance, could that be Miss Wright?
Shit.
I shouldn't just barge in there. I can put myself in danger before I can save anyone. Ash will tell me so in the exact same words. He might even write me a dissertation why that is a bad idea if he ain't so damn lazy. But damn it, damn it, damn it, god damn it. Someone could be in danger. Do I keep looking for Ash or do I enter the open window? This is one of these choices I think is going to have a lot of... Yeah, I think this is going to matter what we do here. Something tells me that entering the open window is a very bad idea. But something also tells me it's going to be the way that we help to get... It's going to help us get to the bottom of all this crap. Keep looking for Ash doesn't sound like a very productive choice. So I think I'm going to go for what sounds like a more productive choice, even though it might be a bad idea and backfire. This is the riskier option, and I think I'm just going to go for that because I think a lot of times, guys, when I make these choices in these visual novels, I don't just try to make a choice that I want to hear or I want to see or, you know, I think is best. A lot of times it's not even what I think is best for the character. A lot of times I try to make the choice as to what I feel like would be the most probable thing that that particular character would do in that given moment. And I think the more probable choice here is that I think Zach in that very moment would probably enter the window. So we're going to do that and see what happens. I can search for Ash, but what if it's too late by then? Yeah, and I kind of feel like he's looking for Ash and Isabella. He's really worried about especially Hannah being in danger, and I think his desire to be helpful and find the people that he cares about would drive him to push through that window. And with how big this place is, he could be anywhere, and it's very likely by the time we come back, somebody's already bit the dust. That and the cries continue to grow louder against my ear the longer I linger here. Almost impossible to ignore, drawing me in like a moth to the flame. And for a moment, I let myself shudder, shaking the uneasy feeling off my head. This can't be a good idea. Not by a long shot. Still, I've gotta try. Funnily enough, for a couple as high profile as the Wrights here, they don't seem to have any security detail patrolling around here. A few guards here and there, sure, but one will expect they'll have more considering the size of this place. It works out to my advantage, though, and I really can't complain when there's a high chance I might get arrested for what I'm about to do. Luckily, the window's wide enough for me to fit through without making any noise at all. There's certainly no going back now. Well, we made a no going back choice here. And we are in the parlor now on Sunday morning. But as soon as I step into the parlor, all of it ceases. While I find no trace of the woman I heard crying like I'm expecting to. The room is still empty at the time of the morning, and I'm left standing awkwardly in the middle of the hush. Maybe she just hid somewhere?
Hello? Are you here? I heard someone earlier, and I'm here to help.
Hoping for an answer, I let the question hang in the air. But several seconds merely go by without a single word, or the slightest movement to indicate there is someone actually here. Or has been here. And with the stories I've heard, the things I've seen, it takes effort to keep my brain from going into that line of thought.
I'm not going to hurt you. If you're here, say something.
Nothing, though. Am I just hearing things? No, I'm pretty sure I heard someone. Yeah, I mean, any any normal person, I think, that thought they heard crying in that moment and actually went into the window of a mansion like that in somebody's, else's house looking for, concerned that their best friend or loved ones might be in that house, and they heard a woman crying, and then before they snuck in the window, and then all of a sudden they sneak in the window and there's an awkward silence and the crying goes away. I think any normal person at that point would think, I'm going crazy. Am I hearing stuff? And it's understandable that he's thinking the same thing here. But with no one responding, I can't help but feel silly like this. And the awareness that I've just trespassed a house for nothing because of some damn voice, it prickles at me. Suddenly, the silence feels uncomfortable, and a needling anxiety slowly creeps up my back. I should get out while I still can. If it ain't there, it ain't there. I don't spare the room another glance when I walk back the way I came. Out into the window, leave before someone else notices.
I thought I heard a servant moving around here. Turns out it's just a rat scurrying about.
Oh boy, this is their servant. Oh boy, turns out it's just a rat scurrying about, huh?
How unpleasant.
My heart shoots up into my throat. I can run. The window's only a few steps away. I should be able to just escape. But instead, out of some foolish impulse, I turn around. Perhaps it's because the only impression the guy has left me in what few moments we met is nothing but unsettling.
This ain't what you think it is.
You're quite the distance from the kitchen, I'm afraid. Perhaps I should lead you there.
You're quite away from the kitchen. What? You think he's there to steal food?
Someone's in here before me. I wasn't here for what you're thinking. There was sobbing and...
Oh wow. The first blow knocks the wind out of me, sending me heaving and crumpling to my knees. Wow, this butler punched him, huh? Tears well up in my eyes as the pain swells, and he twists my wrist behind my back.
You've gotta listen to me.
Damn.
Then again, dirty thieves aren't welcome in my kitchen either.
Wow, he thinks he's a dirty thief. Punched him again. Oops, I accidentally clicked this. For a moment, there is only silence and a sudden piercing ache, this time in the back of my head. The room abruptly tilts on its axis, dimming, so he got knocked the F out, is what happened. On the verge of unconsciousness, I can only hear the scuffling of feet, the thud of the door being closed, and a woman crying, asking for help. I know no more. Wow, guys, what a crazy chapter that was. Chapter October 30th on Sunday. We got knocked the hell out, and that was intense. Guys, typically I like to stop after one day in the journal, but with, us only playing barely 30 minutes, we're going to go ahead and continue on. I'm going to try to find a good spot to stop at about the hour mark, somewhere around there. We're moving on to Monday. The pain is the worst when I came to a sharp, piercing ache somewhere at the back of my head, begging to be noticed. But it's nothing I can't handle. Blearily, I open my eyes, expecting to be greeted by sunlight. So now we're October 31st, Monday, midnight. However, the walls that welcome me are unfamiliar. Oh, now he's in the police station. When everything comes into focus, I recognize the place for what it is. A cell. Dark, cramped, with the only light coming from the moon outside, streaming through the sole window barred by thick metal bars. That got thrown in effing jail. So see, that I knew that crawling in that window was going to be a risk, but I still felt like in the moment that's probably what Zach in that moment would do. Memory rushes back to me in sharp bursts. The mansion, looking for Ashton, a familiar tune, and hearing that woman crying. All while my head still aches from the hit that I received. I think 2 hits.
Still better than a morgue, I guess.
Gingerly, I pull myself up, stretching the cramps from my shoulders as I do so, but stopping when a sudden movement induces an acute stinging pain right through my arm.
Damn, they got me good. What time is it?
And as expected, they've taken everything I have on my person, my wallet, my cell phone, my keys, my medications, even my small pack of gum. Hey, protocol is protocol. In the first place, ending back in another cell wasn't my agenda. The first time was not a pleasant experience, and this certainly won't be either. Considering who has likely put me in here, it could be much worse. The bars are cold to my touch when I approach it, looking for a person on duty. They usually allow us to contact someone, and Ashton at least has to know that I'm here. He'll be pissed that I'm quite sure of, but he's the only one who can help prove my innocence and get me the hell out of here. However much I don't want to rely on him for this, the hallway in front of the cell is empty, but voices float through from a further end. Likely the police officers assigned to a late-night duty. Judging from the snippets of conversation I catch, today's topic is over a snack. Is that a moron who thought it's wise to cross the rights? They use the other names too, most of which I'd like to have words with them about in the future. But really, I'm in no position right now.
Excuse me? Anyone?
Silence.
Excuse me? I need to make a...
Paul? Blood freezes in my veins and my grip on the bar tightens as the revolting scent reaches my nose. More than the gore, the foul smell of death hangs heavy in the air now. And against my better judgment, I turn. Oh God, there she is, right there in his jail cell now. Her face is the first thing that I see. You know how horrifying this would be? A gruesome sight on its own. Eyes gleaming with nothing but malevolence. Blood oozing with a large punctured wound on her hand. Mouth open wide in a voiceless scream. I clamp on the compulsion to retch. On instinct, I step back, putting as much distance at this cramped cell will allow between us. The bars rattle as soon as my shoulders hit it. A hindrance, not to freedom and not to safety.
You've got to stop this! We can't help you this way!
And she moves in short, sudden bone-crunching twitches. Oh my God, is she gonna kill Zach here, guys? Is this gonna be where Zach dies? And I know there's no escape. I'm screaming for help before I know it, jolting the bars with as much force as I can.
Somebody, get me out of here! Anyone, please!
Bugger off! Some people are trying to get some sleep here!
The police officer's trying to sleep.
No! She's here! You've got to let me out! She's gonna kill me! Someone! She's...
Oh my God. That is so creepy. Achievement unlocked. Wow. Did Zach die? Oh my God. Achievement unlocked, the beginning. You've unlocked a memory fragment. Oh wow. Look at this art. Look at that, you can almost see her nipple. I'm just saying. So this gal's crying. Who the hell is this? What is going on? And who is this? This Isabella? And this is Hannah? No, I don't think that's Hannah. I am curious now, who the hell is this? A memory fragment. Well, maybe we'll find out. Mary Ann. Okay, I remember something about Mary Ann. October the 18th, so we just backed up about 2 weeks. 7:15 p.m. Alright, guys, before we get into Mary Ann's point of view, this has been kind of a shorter live stream of the letter, but I think this is a good stopping point before we get into somebody else's whole point of view. Looks like we're done with Zach's point of view, at least for now. Guys, I'm really enjoying this. This is keeping me on my toes. You know, what happened to Zach there? Like, we don't know. We're gonna have to wait and find out. And eventually, all these points of view, we was at a point of view of Hannah, we've been at a point of view of Isabella, then we were at a point of view of Zach. I think that's all 3 of them now. And now we're going to get a point of view from Mary Ann. Alright guys, so with that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up part 10 and livestream 302 with a little bit shorter one. But I think this is a good stopping point for this. I do want to go and thank you guys for watching. Be sure you comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the letter, if you guys have been listening to all of it. This has been Zach79, guys. We'll see you in part 11 and livestream under the Moonshine number 303 here real soon. Peace, everybody. Have a great day or night, whatever time it is in your part of the world. And I'm going to go ahead and save this right here. I think we're going to go and start right there. Yep. Alright, guys. Have a good one. Take care.